Now, I love Hollie Hughes as a person, I love her as a professional, and I love her as a guest here on the show. I think she has a great future in Australian politics, but factional people inside the Liberal Party seem not to agree, because you see, every single time there's an election in the Senate, there are 6 senators. In New South Wales, generally, it'll be 2 Libs and a Nat that'll get up, as well as 2 Labor and a Green that will get up. Due to factional nonsense inside the party, Hollie has gone from the position which she should be, which is top of the ticket, into a place where she's unlikely to get one of those 2 Liberal spots. She's in the man cave now. Again, Hollie, I respect you as a person, I love you as a professional. How do you feel? Because you've put in the hard yards and then they came for you.
Well, this has been my life for 20 plus years that I've given to the Liberal Party. So, you know, it'd be a lie to say I'm not disappointed, devastated, you know. But the support that I've had has been extraordinary. And I think what's been most telling is the fact that people are so shocked and horrified by this. Overwhelmingly, the people that have reached out to me, people that I know, people that watch on this show and from all across Australia have said, what has the Liberal Party done? And I think, you know, what has the New South Wales Liberal Party done here? And, I mean, you know, having a look and really thinking about it over the last couple of weeks, it does look like being good at your job as a woman in the New South Wales division is not a good thing. And it's not just me. You know, Melissa McIntosh got a swing to her in Lindsay in a marginal seat at the last election. And, of course, she was challenged for preselection and Peter Dutton's basically had to step in there to make sure she wasn't challenged. We saw at a state level, Nat Ward, who's now the deputy leader, wanted to move to the lower house so that she could have made a greater impact and perhaps be leader one day. And, of course, that was blocked as well. Thankfully, Nat's still in the upper house. But there does seem to be a bit of a pattern. So, but I'm a Liberal. I've been a Liberal for a really long time. I love this country. I was the only senator who stood up for the No campaign because I believe we should have equality of opportunity regardless of your background, regardless of how long you've been here. And, you know, I'm going to stand by those values.
So, John Howard talked about how factionalism was ruining the New South Wales Liberal Party. I completely agree with him, because we have this scenario where the internal fight seems to be more important than what the external result ends up being. How does that ever get fixed? Because it seems like everyone on the outside agrees, but everyone on the inside keeps fighting like no one's watching.
Yeah, and look, there's been sort of talk, oh, you know, but they've replaced a woman with a woman.
Yeah.
But if you actually go back on what the campaign was, a lot of the people that were sort of running this campaign were basically saying, oh, no, Hollie's fine. Hollie's already there. I'm actually running against Andrew Bragg. And I kept saying to people, well, no, how can I already be there where it's all, and you only vote once?
Yes.
So the people were shocked, people were horrified. So I think if there'd have been a rerun of the vote straight away, it might have been different when people realised what had happened. But we'll never know. We'll never know. But, you know, I'm still there until June 30 next year. So I'm still there till the next election, and I am determined. You know, Peter gave me NDIS. Peter gave me mental health and suicide prevention to look after, and I plan to keep working really hard in those areas. I want to get rid of this Albanese government. They're destroying our country, and I plan to support Peter Dutton in doing that.
Because that's the important thing for people to know right now. And again, and we've only texted briefly in and around this time, but you've heard everything I've had to say publicly, and it's no different than what I've said privately, which is you are at pains to say you don't want to cause a problem for Peter Dutton. There's an issue in New South Wales that needs to be dealt with. So tell us about the plan between now and June. Is that you want to be the happy warrior for Dutton, or do you pull back because New South Wales didn't do the right thing?
I've been given portfolios that I'm very focused on, and I mean, there's been a lot of talk today about the NDIS. I can tell you on Saturday, because I was in Sydney, I went with my son to an All Abilities, you know, my son on the NDIS, All Abilities gym program. And I looked at the 12 kids that were there, and every single one of those kids is going to need support for the rest of their lives. I mean, they are hilarious. They're all big now, so it's not cute when they do their flapping and their screeching and, you know, all of the things that goes with having significantly special need children in whatever it was. They're not all autistic. There was a whole range of things. But all of those parents that I spoke to, we're all there trying to do the best for our kids. We're trying to set them up with opportunities for them when they're ready to leave school, that they will have some sort of future, but they will need support forever. And I know the NDIS needs reform, and I want to be part of that. There's too many people on it. Absolutely. The price guide is a massive problem. There are massive rorts occurring, but it's not everyone. And we need to stop tarring people and clamp down where we can. They know where the problems are. There are a lot of excesses. I mean, some of the plans for people that, what is their permanent and lifelong disability? Perhaps we could start by defining that.
Well, look, you'll be passionate about that way beyond June 30 this year,
I have
next
to.
year.
It's my whole life, Paul, whether I like it or not.
And you're always welcome here, and I admire the way in which you've dealt with this. No doubt a significant kick in the backside, but if there's one woman who can push back, it is you.
Mate, my whole career's been kicks in the backside. I can tell you, I got pushed off the ticket in a double dissolution. Yeah. The High Court ruled me out at one point, so maybe this is just hurdle number 3.
You're correct. Thank you, Hollie.
Thanks, Paul.
All right, always welcome here. All right, that's our show for